if you would like to, we can get started, Sonia.
Yeah, I think let's start, right?
Yeah.
So, good afternoon, teachers, and a very warm welcome to all of you. And we will first start with a brief talk by Vipul Shah. And many of you have met Vipul online and met him in person. A couple of people were there for CTIS Vipul, and quite a few of them joined on Zoom. Some of them have joined on YouTube. So they've probably seen you online. And Vipul is also head CSPathshala ACM India, and he's also head education and skilling TCS Global CSR. And I would like to hand over to Vipul now without further ado. And thank you, Vipul.
Thanks, Sonia. And Sonia, please mind time. So please let me know if I'm overshooting or, because I think you have a busy agenda for today. So first of all, warm welcome to all the teachers. I mean, it's always good interacting with you. It was good to see so many teachers at CTIS. And I generally like doing this session. It's been a while since I've done this. So when Sonia asked me to, I jumped at the opportunity, right? So I look forward to interacting with you in the future. So I think what I want to do in the next 25, 30 minutes is just give you, while I'll talk about CSPathshala, I'd like to share with you my thoughts on why it is important. Why is it critical that we teach computational thinking in school? And so I think I'll start with my journey. Many of you are all used to seeing desktops and laptops that you are using these days. And that's what I want to highlight here is that technology is changing at a much faster pace than ever. But this is what I started with. I started with this small this thing, keyboard kind of a thing that you see. That was something called as a Commodore 64. And it was the first computer used in my BTech. And very limited things that you could do with it. Like a basic program, there was a monitor also connected to this, but that was the first computer. I also used some mainframe, microcomputers, mainframe computers during that period. And they're huge computers, but again, pretty slow processing power then. But that's it. Then we had this this revolution which brought in personal computers, what you call now as your desktop computers, and later on your portable laptop computers. But do remember when these came in, and the first ones we used did not have any storage capacity or in terms of hard drive. All it had were floppy disks that one could use, right? And the capacity was quite low. So what is happening is just over my lifetime and the past 30, 35 years, I have seen tremendous change in technology, right? I mean, cell phones, they started a couple of decades ago, and just see the amount, the rate at which they are changing, right? I mean, they have more processing power than what the computers that sent the person to the moon, landed a man on the moon, right? Your iPhone that we have, it was said that iPhone 6 was faster than the supercomputers in the 70s, and the iPhone 12 is perhaps faster in terms of processing power, mind you, because they're designed for different things, but faster than the fastest computers, large supercomputers, just 2000 since in the last 20 years, right? So your current phone has more capability than ever before. And there are multiple change agents. I think one of the biggest one, and I'm going to talk about it a little later, is AI ML. And I think this is changing the way we work, changing the way we think, changing the way we do things. It's having a huge impact on our life. We're seeing autonomous cars everywhere. They're hearing more and more about it. More and more companies are coming out with it. Taxi services are starting. You've been hearing about big data, 3D printing, right? I mean, many of you may have 3D printers in your schools, right? And just when we started in 2016, I had read about the first application or early applications of it where they're building bridges using 3D technology. And we have come a long, long way since then, right? And many such things are coming up. But I think what is happening is, importantly for us, is that there are new disciplines that are based on computational advances. And this has accelerated the adoption of computational methods over a period of time. Just a few examples I wanted to share, and I pulled this out quickly. It's things that have some of these that I've seen in the past few weeks. 3D printing, and that's what I meant to say, that 3D printing has come a long, long way. I think what I find interest. I mean, fine, you can print bionic arms for people. Think about how personalized you can make it. Uh, what I found, uh, a little amusing was that you can even think about printing your own car accessories. Think about it, right? We go to car or scooter or whatever we may have, we go and buy accessories. We can customize and we can print them on our own using 3D printers. There are companies which are starting shuttle services which are autonomous. This is an old one on the right hand side that you see, which is taxi services that have been started in Texas. Again, it's been a couple of years or so since then. So I think a lot of these changes are happening. And this is going to perhaps in the next decade or so change not just the way we think, but the way we work and the way it has been tremendous impact on our life. So what does, and some more examples that I wanted to add, right? I mean, I think in fact, what was interesting, we have been reading about these things, but I actually happened to talk to a doctor, a pathologist, who told me yesterday that she is involved in identifying cells as cancerous and non-cancerous based on images and different kinds of cells, categorizing them, etc. And all of this is data that goes towards learning, creating learning data that can be used to label the slides that you see, X-rays that you see, and identifying cells which are cancerous or not. I think some of these things we're already experiencing. How good have the tools become where they can do face detection, right? I mean, they can identify people in the photographs. You can tag them on social media. We are already using smart assistants, whether it's Alexa, Siri, Google Home. But there are many, many other things that are happening at the same time without us knowing them in the background. Online fraud detection. Every time you use any card, there are things that happen there. You would perhaps already know about this, but there is very directed advertisement that happens to you. What is your interest? It goes beyond that. It helps you find different products that are suitable for you, that are of your interest, your style, and trying to personalize things for you. To what extent is something for us to think about, but that's the areas in which AI is taking over. A lot of us are using this commute predictions, which routes to take, showing Google Maps showing us routes and saying how long is it going to take us, how accurate are these. It's in all fields, right? Agriculture and everywhere that it is coming. And this is a very pretty short list. It's far, far more than this. But I just wanted to put down things here which you may have come across, right? At the same time, what I wanted to highlight was there are a lot of threats that are emerging from this. I don't know how many of you have heard about deep fakes. And to tell you what the importance of deep fake is, that there is a challenge right now called Kagel's deep fake detection challenge. Where they're looking for an algorithmic solution to finding a deep fake. And they're awarding $1 million for this, right? Think about it, $1 million to a solution which can identify this well. And this is a challenge that happens at some frequency. But then your question would be, what are deep fakes, right? And I think there are several things that you'll find if you start looking for this information online. And you'll find that there are, it's very, very difficult, becoming more and more difficult nowadays to identify videos, images, and try to figure out whether these were real or these were fake. And why is this important? We have this barrage of information coming our way through social media and others that influences us. So how do we make our students aware that they are entering a world where they are going to be exposed to more and more of this? How do they know that there are these notions, that there are things that you can't, like if you see at the bottom, it says, don't trust your eyes. So that everything that you see earlier, if you saw some video or a picture, that was a version of truth, right? You believed in those. How do you believe them if they're not real? They're not real. They are fake. And what I find interesting is not only is it fake, there is a huge amount of research happening now to detect deep fakes, right? Because they're getting better and better at this. So it's no longer about cutting and snipping videos and trying to put it together so that you can show something which we have seen in the past many years or so. I think this is more about you being unable to detect that it's a fake video, right? You have the person actually speaking, the person's voice, expressions, all of it without really snipping or cutting. And that is based on this deep fake technology that is coming. It's really scary. And I think the reason I bring this up is because it becomes very important for us to help our students be aware of this and then to know how to react to this, right? I just wanted to show an example here. I think you can see a few birds here, right? None of these are real. This was a very small, within a few hours project that my son was doing through a training set of all birds, and he's creating deep fake birds here, right? If you look at it, and this is not completed work, this is just some early results that he's got. You can already notice some of these birds are real looking, right? I mean, how do you then know that is this a real bird or not, right? And I think that is what the kind of questions I would like to raise. And so that kind of question that a student should be asking, student should be raising. What do we do in that? Let's come back to reality, right? I mean, and if you look at reality, you'll find that, and I'm talking about an undergrad level here, that less than 5% of our engineering students can write functionally and logically correct program. Why is this the case? Why is that 90% of our engineering graduates do not have the desired programming algorithm skills? Because I think we need to focus on logical thinking, critical reasoning abilities, so that we can work on these aspects of the state. So one of the things that people have been recommending, many countries have been following suit, and a lot has been talked about, is computational thinking. Computational thinking as a problem solving method to enable logical thinking, critical reasoning abilities among students, right? And so, as I mentioned earlier, one of the excuse me, what is happening is that increasingly with the advances in computational method, you will find that there is a degree or a course offered in almost every discipline. You just have to search the word computational and put something against it, and you will find that that is a course that already exists on this. And you'll be surprised with the number there, right? But then you'll have a question as to what is computational thinking. You'll find many definitions on the internet. One such definition that Janet Wing, who kind of uh, brought this into focus in 2006, is that it's all about formulating a problem, finding a solution to the problem, and expressing it in a way that humans or machines can understand the solution. And I think this becomes very important for us. And I try to give an example to many that it is not just about human or not about just about machines. It's very important for us to communicate with humans as well. How good are we at this communication? The example I use all the time is that how often do you ask for directions? Quite often, right? I do a number of times. And how often are you happy with the directions you get? Very rarely. And how do you think you are at giving directions to others? Better than others? Perhaps not, right? You're equally perhaps bad as the others. And during the COVID period, I think this would have been highlighted when you have calls coming in from your grocery delivery, your Swiggy or your Zomato, and somebody, either you or your spouse, is trying to give directions, and you would be trying to prompt saying, no, this is not the way to give, this is how you should be giving, right? I think each one of us has our own style, and I think none of us are good at it. And why should that be the case? This is something we do day in, day out, right? So it's nothing but a program. Google Maps, Google does it so well. So why do we falter? Because I think we don't have a way to express it, a language to express it. We don't have express it precisely, and that's the challenge that we face. And so what computational thinking does is, through a series of ideas here, it helps us look at a problem, so to find its solution. It says, okay, a problem can be complex. Why don't you try to break down the problem into smaller parts? It makes quite sense, right? Very logical. Like if you can break down a problem into smaller parts, then it's maybe easier to solve the smaller problems, right? And therefore solve the larger problem. But to solve them, now even if a problem is small, it is still something that may be difficult to solve. So what do? You look at for patterns, but see how you have solved them in the past. Is there any way that you can learn from that? If you're trying to arrange for a wedding, maybe the way you went about doing a birthday party, maybe a very small example, not relatable to a wedding, but could help you, right? Wedding may have many things that you need to take care of. All. So you decompose that. You look at invitations, you look at catering, you look at venue, you look at the jewelry, the clothes that you need to buy, you look at the guests, where they would have to say. Each of these problems you can separately identify and try to find a solution for that. Abstraction, why is it important, right? I mean, you have many of you may have seen plans for your house where you stay. And why do the builder or the architects give you a plan? Because it's much easier to visualize, it's much easier to see that. Instead of that, if they give a description for your flat which tells you everything in a written form, that this is how big your room is, this direction, this is where the window is on the east, 3 feet from the floor, 2 feet from the wall on the left hand side, 4 feet, the wall on the right hand side, 4 feet. Then the northwest is the kitchen. In the kitchen, there is a platform which is whatever, right? I mean, it's really impossible to visualize it, right? So I think all of these together, finally, you build this and put it together as a sequence of steps, which is nothing but an algorithm, a sequence of steps which there could be many ways to solve a problem, but to put them together so that you can use them to solve the problem using perhaps data-driven approaches. I think data-driven approaches become center of this, right? So what has we been doing in the schools? Unfortunately, we have so far still been teaching computer literacy, technology, how to use technology, right? And we have not focused on these skills, which are fundamental skills. Fortunately for us, the National Education Policy recognizes computational thinking and recommends that it be taught from foundational stages, right? So that's where CSPathshala comes in. We started this in 2016, the initiative in 2016, and since then we have been playing. Our mission goals were to promote computational thinking, to see how we could influence policy, and we were able to fortunately do that with NEP 2020. In fact, we continue to do so through position papers on how computational thinking should be taught based on our experience, based on the feedback we've received from all the teachers we have worked with all the students we have worked with. But I think the center of our focus here and the center to this our approach is to make computing equitable, to use an unplugged approach, which means that teach computers without the use of computers and make it available to everyone, make it accessible to everyone, make it not just something that is a tool for the urban kids, but something that every child in the country can use. And for that, we have developed a draft curriculum and sample content, as you can see, which have lots of teaching aids for grades 1 to 8. And very importantly for us is to create a community. Every teacher who is part of this journey is not alone, right? We continue interacting with you, and there are various ways through which we'll interact with you. CTIS webinars and all. I'll talk about CTIS and all later. And a lot of so our focus has been doing training programs like the one we are doing today. And I think big wins for us have been that we are increasingly looking at working with state governments on seeing how we could integrate computational thinking into the curriculum itself, like Tamil Nadu has done for the math curriculum, and they have been teaching there in the CRT school since 2030. So what's our goal, right? Our goal has been to enthuse students in computing, so that it's an interesting subject, not something to learn by rote, not things which are things that they learn which they don't really understand. It's something that they otherwise start developing. I mean, kind of I've heard these comments where people come and say, "Oh, it's like biology; you just learn a few facts and jargon," and it's not really that. It's very, very interesting subject. how do we use it? How can we use to develop logical thinking, critical reasoning, as I mentioned earlier, right? And so CSPathshala has developed a curriculum which is influenced by a discrete mathematics curriculum on problem solving. And these are, as you go through the day, through the rest of the program, will come across some of these terms, some of these, what are you trying to do? Why is each of these important to why these problems in this area are important to solve, right? And there are details here. I think you'll find more and more of these details. Excuse me. Excuse me. So you'll find more and more of these details as to what we would like to do at each of a grade, whether it's a primary, whether it's middle school, whether it is secondary. What are the kind of things that you would like to do based on the age of the students, and how can they learn or and be part of this journey over a period of time. I would very quickly like to show you a few examples, right? And I think it's interesting to look at these. Sudoku. And Sudoku typically is considered as a math activity. But what we have done is we have taken a CT approach to solving Sudoku. We have taken an algorithmic approach to solving Sudoku. We say, okay, let's generalize. 9 by 9 Sudokus can be learned by first maybe solving 4 by 4 Sudokus. Maybe later solving 6 by 6 Sudokus. The methods can be used there. Can we then make it even simpler? Can we solve one grid at a time first, right? Decomposition. And then what's the algorithm that we follow? A stepwise procedure to solve this. So if using an algorithmic approach, our experience has been that more than 90% of the class is able to solve Sudoku. Now, how often does that happen in your classes, right? That something like this, majority of your class is able to do. And I think what I like is the way people have innovated, right? You can see that people go ahead and use local vegetables and flowers and things that are available locally, as well as symbols to do this. It doesn't just have to be numbers, right? You can let your imagination run wild. When continue seeing this more examples. I mean, here are the students doing different yoga poses, right? I mean, and that's how they have done this. We continue on this, different ways of learning algorithms, guessing birth date, trying to identify numbers between 1 and 100, trying to guess a number. And these are the kind of things that you see across the schools at different parts of the country. Programming, I think one of the biggest issues I have with the way we have been teaching programming is that we end up teaching programming languages in school, wherever we do that. We don't do that in many rural schools, but in urban schools, we end up teaching programming languages. Right? We focus on the syntax of a language, perhaps because it's easier to do so. And as a result, the students keep just learn and perhaps implement the same set of programs year on. Yeah. Thanks, Sonia. So, we tend to ask students to keep, and the students somehow seem to learn the programs by rote. And I'm seeing this not just in schools, I'm seeing this also in institutes that are teaching programming. They give a set of programs, the students copy those programs, reproduce those programs, and then everybody seems to be happy. Oh, that parents feel that my child has done something, but have they really learned anything? All they're doing is reproducing a program that is written, learned by rote. How, if you give them a problem to solve, will they be able to write a program for that? However simple the problem may be. It's, at least my experience has been that that's been very, very difficult. You may find 1 or 2 or 3 students in your class who may be able to do so, but majority of them are not. So how do we make it, again, as we said, accessible to all? How do we get everybody interested in this? Not everybody is going to go and do computing, right? But I think this is something that more and more people will need to do over a period of time. I think most of us are already programming something or the other on everyday basis. And I don't mean for programming as in formally using languages like C, C++, etc. But maybe it's a washing machine, or it's a remote, or other things that we do, right? And we are programming. That's a microwave that we use. We're programming in them somewhere. I think what we have looked at is that we don't need to teach programming using a formal programming language. We can ask students, give them a fixed set of instructions, things like, in this case, you're seeing it's a robot in a class, and they're given instructions like sit, stand, walk 1 step, walk. Loops were introduced where they say it's walk 5 steps, conditionals. If there's a bench in or something obstruction, then you turn left or turn right, move. So these are simple instructions, and students can then be encouraged to write a program for that. Student can then be made to walk from one corner of a classroom to another classroom, write a program to do that, and some other students could act as a robot following that, right? So this way we could inculcate this notion and help students understand that there is a sequence of instructions they need to be aware of. They need to they need to logically think about how they're going to have a student go from one place to the other. What are the steps that are involved? Or how they will understand precision here. They will understand that if they don't give the write the program precisely, the student is likely to go and hit another bench or a desk or fall down or whatever the case may be, right? So I think this is where they learn programming as a notion. Initially, maybe you could tell them, give this program to them, later help them write it and enact it. And this way, they'll understand what is programming rather than just teaching them higher order, the languages that I spoke about earlier. From this, they can graduate to languages like Scratch and MIT App Inventor and others, which are block-based languages and which are easier to learn, right? So I just a few more examples on how students keep doing this, various games, etc. I just like to take a minute to talk about that there are other programs as well, and TCS also runs one of the programs, and this is done for free. And this, if you look at CSPathshala as providing foundation, then the TCS Ignite My Future program is provides you an ability to apply these apply computational thinking principles to real world problems, right? So these are what the lessons give. They give you problems, and you can apply a CT approach to solving those problems. You use data driven approaches to solve those, and you'll find these on the website. And there's just a few examples to give you an idea as to what kind of resources are available. A few things that I would like to talk about is I would really encourage you to have your students and all students in age groups 8 to 18 participate in this challenge. I think teachers have come back to us with comments from students who have participated, and they really, really get excited about this. It's for free, right? And so therefore, I would encourage every student to be part of this. You will be surprised when you find out the results and see which students are doing well. They may not be the students whom you expect to do well. They may not be the academically bright students, right? So what is Babras India all about? It's a computational thinking challenge. It's designed to get students excited about computing. Over 72 countries take part in this. And it's offered in multiple languages in India. And we run this in India for you. These are short problems to be solved in 3 to 4 minutes. It takes about 45 minutes. There are 15 problems to be solved. And this will be, the dates are in November. And I think perhaps later on, maybe Sonia can share the exact dates with you. But this challenge will be something that will be run in November over a 2-week period. Something else that I would like to talk to you about is the computational Thinking in School Conference, CTIS. And I think this is something which over the years is maturing as a conference. It's a platform for teachers to share resources, share the innovative ideas that you have, share best practices, and then just that platform where you can network with other teachers, learn from them, etc. Right? So I think it was in July this year, but we are going to go back to April from next year, I think. And then this will again be an opportunity for you to keep connected with us. We have done a lot of education webinar series, but we've tried to get the who's who in computational thinking to come and talk to you, right? I mean, these are Tim Bell is a person who developed this curriculum in New Zealand on CS Unplugged, and some of the activities that you see and just the approach is something that we have adopted is an unplugged approach, right? So you'll see that in CSPathshala as well, and so on and so forth. Valentina is the founder of Babras India, right? And I would like to just take a moment to thank all the people who have supported us in this journey. There have been quite a few of them, and I hope I've not missed out any. And if I have, I think it's purely unintentional. But really, really thanks to them that we have been able to reach out to you, create this set of resources for you, do these trainings for you, and I'm thankful to all of them, right? So I believe that the time has come, And you can see that, I just like to use this example. This 13-year-old girl in a Zilla Parishad school in a remote tribal village in the Khed Taluka. And she is solving a 4x4 Sudoku here, right? And I think, therefore, I feel that this is the time that we, all of us, can take computational thinking further, take it to our schools, take it to our students, and I think see how the students thrive in solving the things, see how they develop over a period of time. I'll finally like to end by saying that education is something that should enable students to be able to understand and enjoy technology and that they encounter, and not just use it for other things, right? So education should enable them, whereby they understand and enjoy technology, right? And that understand part is, I think, very, very important here, that they are not just consumers of technology, but something that they can, if they are able to do this, they can be creators and inventors of technology as well. So I think I'll pause here and I'll hand it over to Sonia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vipul. And teachers, we have about 5 minutes. In case you have any questions for Vipul, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll move on to the activities. Anybody has any questions, any comments? Please see, that is why this is in meeting mode, Vipul, that they can unmute, talk, share experiences. Intentionally, we don't have a webinar mode.
Wonderful.
Yeah. No, because we would want them to share, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there was something, because you mentioned Bebras, Supriya from the Nasik group of schools was interestingly sharing about how she has written a blog post, right, on how Bebras is being run, how they're integrating computational thinking. So I was telling them, I said, this is your opportunity, do share. So anybody, would you like to share, ask people any questions? Otherwise, then we'll move on to the next activity. Okay, I think we'll move on, Vipul. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time. And Vipul, we have Suji also here today. So I have to, yeah. So now we will go on to one very favorite activity of a lot of teachers. Sorry about that, Vipul. I had to mute everybody. Okay, hi Suji. And yeah, so we are going to go on to the next favorite activity, which is also, Suji has been part of a lot of CSPathshala teachers training programs. And I told Suji that it would be really nice if she would also share her experience with us today. And we have today the master trainers who are joining us are from the School of Scholars based out of Nagpur. And so we have Ashwini and Prachiti. So Ashwini, should we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, Ashwini is here with us, and I would like to wish Ashwini a very, very happy birthday. Where are you, Ashwini? Is there a cake with you?
Yes. It's not my birthday, ma'am, today.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Arey, we were hoping to get the cake.
Oh, but it's not my birthday.
Okay, it's not your birthday. So,
yes.
So teachers, you know what we will do, as Vipul was explaining earlier to all of you, right, about systematically solving problems. So what we would like to do is play a little game, and Ashwini is our robot, and Ashwini cannot answer the questions, just all questions. Okay, she can answer your question only with a yes or a no.
Okay?
Right. And since it's in the month of July, that is what I know, Ashwini told me. So her birth date lies between 1 and 31. Okay.
Yes.
So you know what, everybody just be a little slow on the questions, because otherwise our robot will get confused and not be able to answer. And while you are asking Ashwini the questions, I will share my screen and put the questions in a Word document, so that, because otherwise in the chat box, everything gets lost. Okay. Yes. So Ashwini, if you can keep an eye on the chat box, and if somebody unmutes, you can tell me and I will take down the questions for you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so
sure.
Over to you, Ashwini.
Yes. So participants are requested to ask question to guess my birthday.
Ma'am, is it even number or odd number?
Sonia ma'am, please.
Is it even?
First question is it even or odd? Now, as Sonia ma'am said earlier, that question should be posed in such way that I should answer in either yes or no.
Is your birthday on Monday?
Okay, ma'am. Is it even?
And second question, is your birthday on Monday? No.
Is it less than 15 or greater than 15?
Is your birthday on Tuesday?
A little slow, huh? Is it less than?
Please give your question little slow so that we can note it down.
Hey, is it less than or greater than 15? Ashwini, what do you say?
No answer to this.
Yeah. Then somebody said, is it on Tuesday?
No.
Is
Okay,
it
next.
on Wednesday?
No.
Is it on Thursday?
Teachers, remember that you have to guess the date, like is it on 13th or 21st or right?
Yes.
Asking whether it's a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday is not going to help you.
Actually, it will help because
Is it
we have to ask only the Tuesday dates, Thursday dates, not 1 to 31. Na, miss?
Yeah, but yeah, only because it is, you know that it is this July.
If we know the day, then only that day dates we can prefer instead of asking 1 to 31.
Okay, so somebody, okay, listen. Hey,
Is it more than 15?
Is it a prime number, Ashwini?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it between 1 to 10?
Is it less than 15?
No.
Is it between 15 to 30?
Is
Yes.
it between, 1 second, huh? Is it
Between 15 to 30?
Yes.
Is it 17? Is it 17?
Is it 17?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh man, this was good. So
Yes.
you were able to guess Ashwini's birthday, right?
Yes.
So now what we are going to do is we are going to actually see how were your questions. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Now this is for everybody because unfortunately we have lots of viewers on YouTube also, but I was unable to take the questions from there. But maybe the next round, Ashwini will do one more round and I'll take questions only from YouTube.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Because we want to keep everybody involved. Okay.
Yes.
So very, very quickly, is
The
it
first-
even or odd? Okay. How
Hmm.
can Ashwini answer that question? I told you my robot can answer yes or no. Okay.
Yes.
Invalid.
So the question was invalid because the answer to this question is neither as yes nor no. So question should be given in such way that it should have answer either yes or no. So it was not the question to be asked. So it is invalid question. Next question was, is it on Monday? So since the activity is to guess the birth date, as Suji ma'am has also said that the question should be related to the date, not for day. But then anyways, my birthday is not on Monday. So again, this is not the correct or the valid question. Then, is it less than or greater than 15? So again, for this question also, I would say the same thing. Less than or greater than, with these two conditions, I cannot answer either in yes or no. So again, the third question is also an invalid question. And next was asked, is it on Tuesday? The same which we have said for question number 2. Same will go for 4, 5 and 6. Question number 4, 5 and 6. Next question was asked, is it a prime number? For that I answered yes. So using this number grid, how many numbers we can eliminate for this question? Is it a prime number? How many dates we can
Numbers,
eliminate?
yeah. Which
Which
numbers
numbers
should I
from
remove?
this grid we can eliminate?
Who's going to tell me? One of you tell us. Which numbers should I remove from this grid? So somebody asked, is it a prime number?
Yes. One of the question was, is it a prime number? For it, I have answered as yes. So with this question, how many numbers we can remove from this grid? Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Actually, instead of removing the numbers, you can see how many actually numbers, prime numbers will get.
Yeah, so tell me. That's what I want.
Yes, that also can be done.
No, no,
That
so
also
tell
can
me.
be.
So you can get only prime numbers, 17, 19,
Hey, listen. Hey, 1
23
minute.
and 29.
Sonia, I think you'll have to mute everybody.
Yeah, I'll just mute everybody. My earnest request to everybody is that this is for you to unmute and talk, but when you're talking, you unmute, again mute, okay? Now, there was one teacher who was talking about, is it a prime number, right? Can we have her unmute? I'm sorry, I did not get your name.
I think that teacher was telling instead of eliminating other
So
numbers than prime.
let's do what she's saying. That's why I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us what we should do?
Yeah, it's me, Pranali. I think I should talk, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I was thinking that with this question, we can eliminate more numbers and we can have only few numbers with us.
Yeah, so tell me, that is exactly what Ashwini is trying to tell you. When we are teaching in the classroom, we'll put these numbers 1 to 31. Now, is it a prime number? Ashwini said yes. So which are the numbers which I should take out from here? Can you tell me?
Okay, take out, right?
Yes.
So you have to take out 1, 4, 5. 1.
I should remove, throw away. Which are the numbers I should throw away?
That means you will not consider those numbers.
Yes,
right?
yes. Which are the numbers I should remove?
So you should remove 1, 4, 5, 6.
I should remove means those numbers will go away.
Correct, because 1 is not a prime number, not a composite number, right?
So I'll remove 1?
Yes.
Okay. Then
1, 4, 5.
5 I should remove?
No, sorry, not 5. 1, 4, 6. 8, 9.
Bolo?
10, 12, 14. Then remove, right? So 15, 16.
Okay.
18, 20, 21.
18, 20.
21.
Correct.
22. 24, 25, 26.
24.
24, 25, 26, 27. 28 also. And 30.
And 30. Excellent. So now tell me, Ashwini had 31 numbers. How many do we have left now?
4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 numbers.
पागल मेरे हाथ में दो बैग्स थे ऊपर से चली होशियारी मत मार तू
So we have only 11 numbers now.
We have only 11 numbers. So Ashwini had a basket full of 31. Now we are left with 11.
11 numbers.
Yes. So
now next.
No, was it a good question?
Yes, it was good question because with this we were able to eliminate more numbers from the number grid which we had.
Perfect. Perfect. So
next
what
was
is the next question?
It was, is it less than 15? So I answered no. So with this question again, there is a possibility to eliminate the number.
So let's ask other teacher to tell us.
Yes.
Can somebody unmute and tell us?
How many numbers we can eliminate with this question?
How many
is
numbers
it less
to remove?
Ma'am, 2, 3,
Yeah.
5,
Yeah, yeah.
11,
Sorry,
5,
what is
7, 11, 13.
2, 3.
5,
Huh.
7,
Mhm.
11, 13.
Okay.
Okay, I request teachers who are not
Yeah, I
speaking to
take
please
math
stay
for
on mute.
competitive exams. Okay, and not for regular this? Not really. I mean, I do not do it especially for schools. I mean, like, the exam and the portion for that particular school like that.
Sripa, can I request you to mute?
Okay, no problem. I'm looking for basically.
Yeah. Okay, so how many numbers are left?
17, 19, 23, 29, 31.
Correct.
5, ma'am.
5. So was it a good question, Ashwini?
Yes, it was, because we have eliminated 5 numbers with these
Brilliant.
questions, and only 5 choices are left with us now.
Yes.
So the next is it between 15 to 30?
Now, was this question required?
No.
No, है ना? Because already हमें मालूम है ना. आपने बोला, is it less than 15? Ashwini said no. Obviously, numbers are. But now, what did she ask? Is it between 15 to 30? Which number gets eliminated?
31.
31. So one number has been
Eliminated.
So let's remove it. Now, how many numbers are left?
4 are still there.
4 are left. Then obviously that other teacher did guesswork and said, oh, is it 17? And as luck would have it, Ashwini's birthday is on 17.
17.
Got it?
Yes.
Is everybody with me till here? This is very, very important. We'll do it one more time. No worries. See, basically the teacher's training program is for you to understand. Most important. Now, I want any of you who thinks, tell me, what did you learn here? What was it that you learned?
Ma'am,
Yes.
way of question where we can eliminate more numbers. If we more numbers eliminate, no less number will, then it is easy to guess next.
Correct. So you should use a good question so that you're left with less. Correct. And I think Ashwini, somebody in the chat box also put something.
Yes, ma'am. No, it was questions, and then teachers reply for the activity that it was very interesting, and we learn how to simplify the given problem by removing the numbers.
Very good. Excellent. Anybody else?
Ma'am, the art of asking the relevant question.
Very good. Excellent.
We learn how to decompose large problem into smaller parts. It is shared by Sheetal.
Very good. Excellent. So we have some maths teachers also here, right?
In minimum number of questions, we have to complete our target.
Yes, correct. So basically we increase the efficiency. One minute, Kavleen also has put a comment. Ashwini, you want to read it?
Yes. This is an interesting activity which can be used for multiple scenario, guess the animal, etc. by reducing the problem size at each steps. So can we have a detail what this ma'am want to say about this activity?
Okay,
Means,
sure.
Yes.
guess the animal.
Yes, Kavleen this side. So,
Yes,
we do this activity with very small kids, kids in the kindergarten, and there we do use numbers also, but we do, we help them identify the animals. So we do this with animals, wild animals, pet animals. So we start with a group of, let's say, 10 animals, and we ask them to, and the teacher guesses an animal and then ask the children to identify which animal was guessed, whether it was, then the children come up with questions to guess that animal, and at each step the teacher tell them that how they can try to guess a question which would essentially reduce the problem set by half. That's the
Yes.
best they can do, but of course, keep on reducing successfully. So we do such activities a lot with such small kids.
Yes. So variations also we can
Variations
have.
also we can
Yes.
have with the kids to make it more interesting. We do it with numbers quite a few times, and then we introduce some other objects to build up their knowledge in these other areas also.
Yes, correct. Very good.
Great. Yeah. Thanks,
Yes.
Kavleen. Ashwini, there's a very important point that Subhasini made. So
Yes.
concept of prime numbers help to solve the problem.
Yes.
So since we have so many math teachers, right? Honestly, tell me, even I used to get bored, right? If the teacher says, okay, this is the list of number, now tell me which list out the number of prime numbers from 1 to 50, right?
Yes.
So boring. But when you do it like this, automatically I'm checking, right? Which are the non-prime, and like, I'm sorry, I did not get the name of the teacher who was eliminating it. Like she herself told me what is 1.
Yes.
Right. So automatically you are helping your students revisit the concept.
Apply
right?
those concepts. So, and with this activity, I think we are giving opportunity to students to speak in class, to ask question in a class, which happens very frequently or rarely in the classroom. With the higher classes particularly, and even in lower classes also. So by this activity, we provide opportunity to our students to ask questions, and by this it helps them to develop their questioning skill also. While conducting it in our school, we have experienced that initially in the first round, students are not able to ask question in a way they should ask it. So we have to take round 2, round 3, and then it gets successful activity in the classroom. Teacher is able to conduct it in a way it should be done. So in this way, we can conduct it in the classroom and should provide opportunity to the students.
Yeah, great. So Ashwini, there's also a comment on YouTube. So Meenu Kalita has said, we learn how to ask thought-provoking questions, right?
Yes.
And another teacher here has said, Gaurav Tikle, that how do you frame the questions to get the proper answer? It is extremely important. I think you guys, you have got it. And Jayashri said she can make use of it in biology. Sheetal says logical thinking, learning how to ask questions in a logical order. Very, very important.
Important, yes.
Okay. Then Ashwini, you can read, no?
Yeah, here we are doing learning by doing to find the birthday by asking proper question which help to solve the problem, said by Subhashini. And then Jayashri Kadam has said we can conduct in game format. Then Sridhar has said decomposition. Then Shubhangi said, I use this for guessing the number with a constraint that they cannot repeat the type of questions. Yes.
Correct, correct.
And Sheetal has said, logical thinking, learn how to ask question in a logical order. So most of them have commented like it helped in solving the bigger problem, dividing it into smaller part, and then help them in framing the question, asking proper question, helping them to frame the question correctly.
Yeah, which is very good. And so teachers, do you think we can do it one more time?
Yes, if any participant we can have to guess
as a robot. Yeah, yeah,
yes.
Let's do that.
Yes.
You know, we have Suji with us.
Yes.
Suji, Suji, she was here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make Suji the next robot. Okay. 1 minute. Huh? Suji, is your video on?
Yeah, can't you see me?
I can. So I can spotlight you.
Okay.
So we have both Ashwini and Suji. We have 2 robots, not 1. My God, it's going to be very difficult for us to keep up the pace to the question. So teachers, be a little slow. Okay, my typing speed is not that great, but I will try and do my best. Okay. Give me a second. Can you see my screen? Yeah?
Yes.
Great. So teachers, you can fire away. Ask.
Same problem this time also.
Yes, but you are guessing Suji's birth date, okay?
Which month? Same month.
Which month? Okay,
I
want to tell them?
You have to guess the date, so the month doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
So
is from
first
1 to
question will
31.
be, is it a prime number?
No.
Is it a prime number?
Is it odd number?
Yes.
Is it odd? Yes.
Is it greater than 15?
Yes.
Is it 16?
Is it 16?
No.
No? No.
16 is even.
Next question.
Is it 23?
Is it 23?
No.
Is it even number?
No.
Is it greater than 25?
Yes.
Is it 31?
Is it 27?
1 second. Is it 31? She has not answered.
No.
Is it 31?
No.
No. After that? Is it?
Is that 27?
Yes.
27?
Is it 27?
It is 27.
It is? Okay, great. Yeah, I really don't like to
Everybody on
mute
mute
all.
again.
You know what? I don't like to mute all. So I request, if you're not talking, please mute. Yeah. Now, one last time, I'm going to mute everybody. Okay. And then unmute and talk. Sorry about this. If this is the last time, I'm going to mute everybody. I would request everybody that please mute in case you're not talking, because we want this training program to be interactive, right? Chalo.
Yeah, actually, there were some on chat which we missed. Like somebody asked, it is 25, is it 29?
So should I put it? Let me put
Yeah,
it.
maybe you should put it. Yeah.
Is it
25? 25? No. Is it 29? No.
One more question is there. Is the sum of digit 10?
Okay. Is it 29? No. And then sum
Is
of
the
digit?
sum of digit is 10?
10. No.
No. Okay. Anything else left?
No.
No.
No, no.
Others, I don't know whether this was asked before. Is the number lies between 1 to 15? Which?
Should I put it?
Yeah, you can put it just to show that, you know, the number of questions asked where.
Okay. I think let's go with these 12.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let some of the teachers tell us. First question, is it a prime number? Suji said no. So what numbers should be removed? Bolo?
5,
2,
7,
3,
2,
4, 6,
2, 4,
6, 8,
10,
9, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, boss,
8,
1
9,
minute, 1
10.
minute, 1
prime
minute.
numbers you have to remove.
Sorry, you have to, yeah.
And another thing I want to tell everybody, this is a system. If we as teachers, I intentionally remove the numbers in the order in which you said, but I'm going to undo it because that is not the way to do it. The whole idea of doing these activities is to learn to systematically solve this problem. Okay. So now can we start in the beginning again? Which is the numbers I should remove?
2, 3.
1.
1.
No one, ma'am.
But it is not a prime number.
1.
It is not a prime number.
1.
2.
1 is not a prime number, ma'am.
3.
3.
5.
7.
7. 11. 13. 17. 19.
19.
23.
23.
23.
29.
27. No. So 29. 31.
Okay. Perfect. So we got, how many numbers are left?
12, ma'am.
12 numbers are left.
17, sir.
Oh, how many numbers are left?
Yes,
19.
So,
Yeah, actually, one teacher is saying that we should keep 1 because it's neither prime nor composite.
okay,
So maybe yeah, we
I'll
should keep 1.
No worries. Okay. Now, how many numbers are left?
20.
20. Okay. 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 Now the next question you asked me was, is it odd? So what did Suji say?
Yes.
Yes. So which numbers should I remove?
Even numbers.
4.
4.
6. 8.
8.
10.
10.
12.
12. 14.
14.
14.
16. 18. 20.
20.
22.
22.
24.
24.
26.
26.
28.
28.
30.
30.
So how many numbers are we left with?
6.
How many numbers did we have? We had 20.
Yeah.
Right? So Suji made it very easy for you. Right? Then what did you ask? Is it greater than 15? Suji said yes. Yes. Thank you, Srinivaslu. So is it greater than 15? Suji said yes. Okay. Subhasini says we should remove 1, 9 and 15. Okay. Chalo, remove 1, 9 and 15. How many are left?
3.
3. And then somebody asked, is it 23? The number does not exist. Is it 25?
No.
He said no. So I will remove 25. Then is it 29? Nahi, 29.
I think Sonia, the questions which were not really required, maybe make it red so that the teachers can see.
I just make them red.
Yeah. So is it 16 again not needed? Because 16 is already gone.
All these are not needed.
Yeah.
Because these were
They were not there
prime.
on the,
No, they were already prime, no? You had already asked. Okay, sum of the digits 10. We don't have anything with sum 10. So
again, I mean, it could have been okay, so we'll keep that.
Yeah, we'll keep it.
Yeah.
Now, is it even? Already Suji has said, is it odd? She said yes. So no, this is not required.
Not required.
Okay. Then you ask, is it greater than 25? Suji said yes. So we'll remove one number. We had already got the answer. Correct. So that's why I did it the second time. I wanted to see how many of you will draw the grid and do it with me. Got it? Question 8 is not relevant.
वो कॉफी पी रहे होंगे.
पानी पी रहे हो? क्या पता क्या है? पानी पी रही हो अब मैं? मेरी तो शक्ति नहीं थी इसलिए मैं नहीं वहां तक।
हमें भी कॉफी चाहिए, जो भी पी रहा है।
I
कौन
also
कॉफी
want a
पी रहा है?
coffee. I also want the coffee.
Sonia, you're on mute.
Since everybody's talking about chai and coffee, and Ashwini did this activity really fast with Suji, so I'm going to ask Suji for one more favor since she's there. And I think Suji is our guest, so we should serve her a cup of tea, right? What do you say?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like teachers to take a minute, just a minute, not too long, because I know 4 baje sab chai peete hain, right? But abhi, because we cannot take a break for chai, it's difficult. We want to finish the training program on time. And otherwise, if you would be in an in-person, people who came for CTIS had samosa with chai, had vada pav with chai. When it was raining outside in Aizawl, Pune, we had a lot of fun. We missed all of you. But so very quickly, can we have one of you tell us the steps to make a cup of tea? Ashwini, you want to share a Word document and write it down? Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, because the problem is I need to go and mute people.
Yes.
That's okay. I'm having fun. I feel like a teacher too today, you know.
Yeah.
आप भी तो बोलते हो ना class में don't talk, है ना? You know what? When I took my first teachers training program, I was really scared. Okay. Because I've always been on the other side of the table, right? So, anyways, this feels so good. Okay, so can somebody unmute who's going to tell us how do you make chai? Are Suji is waiting.
Yes, I'm waiting for my chai.
Chalo.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's this?
Ramisa, ma'am.
I think whoever is going to speak should switch on your camera and then tell us, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Hi, Ramiza, right?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, tell us, how do you make a cup of tea?
First, I take one vessel.
Okay. Okay, just go a little slow because Ashwini is writing down the steps. Okay, okay. Take a vessel. Okay.
And take 1 cup of milk.
1 cup of milk.
And start the lit the gas.
Okay, very good.
Put
1
the
cup
vessel
of
in gas.
milk. Light the gas and put vessel. Okay.
Put milk in the vessel. And
put milk in vessel. Very good.
Next, add tea powder, half spoon.
Half spoon tea powder. Add half spoon tea powder.
And 1 spoon milk. 1 spoon sugar.
Half spoon tea powder and 1 spoon sugar. Very good.
1 elaichi.
Wow, elaichi chai we are getting. Okay, 1 elaichi.
And boil it for 2 to 3 minutes.
Boil for 2 to 3 minutes.
Now off the gas.
Okay, off the gas.
Put the tea in cup.
Put the tea in cup.
And drink.
Okay. Thank you. I got my cup of tea, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you, Ramiza.
Welcome, ma'am.
That is nice. And you got your chai with
elaichi chai. I got an elaichi chai.
Excellent. Excellent. So, what did Ramiza do? She said, take a vessel, 1 cup of milk, light the gas, put the vessel, put milk in the vessel, half spoon tea powder, 1 spoon sugar, 1 elaichi, boil for 2 to 3 minutes, switch off the gas, put the tea in the cup and drink. Brilliant. Can we have one more teacher? Anybody? Yes, Srinivas.
Okay.
Yeah, Srinivas has said she has forgotten to filter the tea. Okay, this is very nice. Ashwini, can you take it from the chat box? KS Chaitanya Lakshmi has shared. So just if you can copy paste in the Word document, everybody will be able to see it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, this was something that Vipul was talking about when he was saying about asking for directions, right? So also when you are teaching me how to make a cup of tea, you should be very, very precise. And I think Ramiza did it very well, right? She was very clear that I should not go wrong in making Suji's cup of tea.
Yeah,
Very
precise and very,
Dal do, Ashwini, dal do. We'll figure it out. Ab dal do.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the response we got here is first we go to kitchen, then on our stove and put a pan into it. As I want to make 2 cups, one for me and my mother. So I put 2 cups of milk into it and 1 spoon of tea, 1 spoon of sugar. When it comes to boil, I put my stove flame low and keep it few minutes and then turn off the stove and pour my tea in 2 cups.
Very good. Okay. Yes.
We have one more. You can copy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Pranali, you should also tell us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So there is one more, no, in the chat box, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. We just have about 4 minutes to go, and then I think Mrudula is here. So
take vessel, boil milk, add tea powder, add sugar, filter it, serve tea in cup.
Okay, Pranali has a very good comment. A question depend on which type of tea you want to make, traditional way or dip.
Yeah, so that is very good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So another thing that I want to tell all of you, the reason why we did make this cup of tea is I want to tell all the teachers that there are multiple ways of solving the same problem. What was the problem? Give Suji a cup of tea, bas. And another thing I want to highlight is that allow students to come up with different solutions, then analyze them. So that is why we said that we asked teachers to put up their way of making a cup of tea and then analyze it, evaluate it, right? And also like the last one, right?
Depends on what type of tea you want.
No, the one that you've put, right? About the stove, take vessel, boil milk, add tea powder, add sugar, filter it. The thing is, this has happened with me, okay? When I did not know how to cook, right? So this is a story Suji has heard, but she can hear it one more time. Doesn't matter. So this was like when I was very recent, when I was just married and my cook didn't show up, right? And we had guests. So I called my aunt and she said, "Arey Sonia, kya problem hai? Paneer shimla mirchi bana do." And I was like, how do I do that? Right? So she said, take some onion, take some tomatoes, chop it, saute it. You can add some haldi, add some salt, add some dhania powder, add some chili powder, add the paneer, add the shimla mirchi. Boss, I don't know how many onions, how much tomato, how much paneer, how much capsicum. And the worst part is some salt for Suji is different from some salt to me. Some salt for Ashwini is different for some salt to me. I was completely lost. Right? So this is when we talk about a step-by-step approach, and we need to be precise. We need to be exact. Like that's what Vipul was saying, right? During COVID, Swiggy wala aaya, yeah, Dunzo aaya, yeah, Zomato comes and he's calling, how do I come? And you also are waiting, you're hungry, you want that parcel, or Amazon is delivering. And then we assume that, hey, you are at the corner of this lane, turn right. We are not asking where he's standing, right? So the directions sometimes are completely vague. So the whole idea of doing this is, is how do we give precise instructions? How do we teach children to give precise instructions? So I think this was really wonderful. So
పేర్లు రాయడం అవును పేర్లు రాయడమే పట్టింది ఎంతసేపు ఏం చేస్తాం.
So thank you so much. And you know what? This is the fun. This is like a normal teachers training program now, where everybody also wants to talk in the back of the class. So it is good fun. So thank you so much, Ashwini and Suji. And we have Mrudula. Mrudula, are you there?
Yes. Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mrudula. Mrudula, is your video
yes,
on?
Yeah, I will switch on. Yes, my video is on now.
Great, great.
Hi, teachers.
We can't see you very clearly, so the light is behind you. That's the problem.
Okay. I will just change the.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yes, so quickly to
Is it
introduce.
okay now?
Yes, it's brilliant. Thank you so much, Mridula.
Yeah.
So, Mridula, did you get your cup of tea before you came here?
Yes, just now people told how to make, and
you got
I
it,
had
right?
my cup of tea. Yes.
Okay, good. So, to quickly introduce Mridula to you, Mridula is actually one of the CSPathshala volunteers. She's also an ex-teacher from VPMS. And Mridula has this, so ever since I know Mridula, I used to keep asking her, Mridula, batao na class mein kya hua? Tell me now, what interesting examples. So I would like to also share with everybody that whatever Vipul had on his slides, right, are all examples shared by the teacher community. These are not slides that we have created, right? These are pictures that we have a CSPathshala teachers WhatsApp group. And since the hippocampus teachers are here, I would like to, because we are talking about patterns, I was taking a lesson with them on symmetry, Mridula, and you will not believe it, on the WhatsApp group. The teachers shared images of the symmetry class that they had just taken in the morning. And it was so prettily done by students. So, and it was like, it was magical, right? Because we could actually see that, you know, these things were being taught in the classroom, and the only thing that we were doing was linking it to computational thinking. So yes, so over to you, Mridula.
Yes, thank you, Sonia. Hi, teachers. I am also from your community. No only thing, since I am retired now, I have become volunteer. But I loved teaching students. And I love all this CSPathshala program very much. So today I'm going to take a topic pattern, which is very, very favorite for all of us, isn't it? Yes, teachers?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
when we say patterns, what comes in your mind first? Patterns of what?
Shapes.
Yes.
Ma'am, shapes.
Shapes. Yeah, it comes to
number, shapes.
Number, shapes. Okay, very good. But for me, when it comes to patterns, I always remember first the pattern of dresses and pattern of jewelry. Being a
Yes, ma'am.
ladies, that is our favorite topic. Yes.
Yes.
So
That's right.
just now when Sonia said that where you having your cup of tea and all that, so I enjoyed my cup of tea in the garden, and while seeing in the garden, I came across many different types of leaves, and I just collected them with me, thinking that I will show it to you, and what pattern you can see through that, just let us see. So I have these 4, 5, 6 different types of leaves. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes. This one, do you want a closer look? Because you are going to tell me something out of this.
Mridula, it's very clear.
It's very clear.
I've spotlighted you. So
yes.
Yeah.
The second one is this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And third one is this one. Yes. And then some more leaves I have collected. So this is one type of leaf. This is next one. And this is third one. Yes. So this is the example I got in nature. So what you have seen on these leaves? Yes, teachers, what you have seen on these leaves?
Mrudula, they have put in the chat box.
They have put it in the chat box.
Yeah, so Subhasini says patterns of leaves, patterns of flowers, for example, sunflower. Then Dipali says parallel venation and leaf.
Yes, very good.
Specific pattern of veins of leaves, different sizes.
Different sizes, colors, veins, same color, pattern of leaves, veins. Yes. So looking at these leaves, you realize it's some leaves have parallel venation and some leaves have reticulate venation. Yes, the one is with parallel venation and one is with reticulate venation. Yes. Now, when we say about, you have mentioned about colors also. Now, edges. Yes, someone has mentioned about edges here. It's a serrate margin for this leaf, whereas for this leaf, it's a plain margin. So these are the patterns what we can see in the nature. Same way, we can see patterns on animals also. Yes. So what kind of patterns do you see on animals?
Madam, stripes, ma'am, on zebra.
Stripes on zebra, very good.
Spots on cheetah, ma'am.
Yes, it's on cheetah, spots on cheetah, then cat, yes, color and size, yes, yes, fur, sound, yes, very good. Sound is something different, which you don't see, but you can hear it and guess what type of animal it is. Yes, very good. Size of legs of camel and ears. Yes, very good. Okay, so recently, actually we are animal lovers, and we have lots of cats at home. So but we never realized until someone very specifically told us that when cats walk, while walking, the front paws where they keep, exactly they keep their back paws also on the same spot. And this is the pattern of cat walking. Dogs never walk like this. After that, we started noticing it, that yes, it is a pattern that when cats walk, they don't show four paws at all. Even if they come from mud, they don't show four paws. It only shows two paws on the floor. So we realized it when someone brought it to our notice. And then we started thinking, yes, we see all these patterns in nature. And just someone said that we see patterns in shapes and numbers and all that. So I have these few shapes. Yes, this is triangle.
Triangle.
Yes. And the next one is
Rectangle.
rectangle. Yes. So what is the difference between these two?
Triangle has three sides. Three sides, three corners.
Yes.
Triangle
The number of sides have increased.
Corner.
Yes, it has three sides. It has four sides. And when the number of side increases, yes, what difference it makes in the angle?
It has three angles, it has four angles.
It has three angles, it has four angles. So we have triangle with three sides. We have square or rectangle with four sides. Now this is
Pentagon.
Pentagon with five. So we are increasing one side in the figure. Yes, and this is hexagon.
Hexagon.
Yes. Now, when we say we are increasing or we are changing the sequence, okay, the sequence, we are changing the shapes by changing adding one side into that. Now I am going to share my screen. So looking at the first two or first three, we can identify what is next in the series. First, we were having three sides figure in hand, then four side figure in hand, then fifth side figure in hand. So obviously next is hexagon. After that will come septagon. Septagon and then octagon.
Octagon.
Yes. And how we can spot the thing or action? It because the pattern was getting repeated, we were adding one side, and so we could figure out what is the pattern, what should come in the series next. Okay. Now here, can we make patterns with two or more shapes? If we decide to make patterns with this, can we make the patterns? Yes. And what kind of patterns we make? These are the patterns we can make from a vertical rectangle, triangles, or squares. Okay. Here, this pattern we can make by vertical rectangles. This pattern we can make by triangles. This pattern we can make by squares. Okay. Now, when I was teaching in V.K. Patel Memorial School, Pune, what I used to do, I used to talk to fourth standard teacher when we were taking this lesson in fourth standard, maths teacher, and I asked her, when you are going to take a lesson related to something related to pattern in your class, and we decided to take the same lesson both in computer as well as in maths. So it helped students to clarify. They got the clarity of the term patterns very easily, and same way, whatever worksheet we were doing here, they could solve that same kind of worksheet in their maths class also. Not only that, when we were doing when in maths, they were learning tessellation, they got very clear idea that when a pattern is made without leaving any gap or without overlapping a particular shape, that is called as tessellation. And it got so much firm in their mind that anytime, whenever they used to see it in the class or on the ground, or they used to shout, "Ma'am, it is showing tessellation." So this is the way children's concepts get very clear easily. Now, so how can you make tessellation? We need a shape to repeat. We need rectangle, square, or triangle. We need to ensure that the shapes aren't overlapping, nor there is a space between their shapes, and you get tessellation. Now, next is how you can make tessellations with squares. These are few slides I'm showing or I'm sharing with you how we can make. Now this is a triangle. From triangle, how you can make tessellation? Just take a triangle, first only one, then take two triangles, then there is a gap, so just invert the triangle and fit it in the gap, so you get this kind of picture. Then as you keep on joining the triangles, you get this. So this is something what we make for Diwali, isn't it? The in Akash Kandil, what we make, it has, sometimes it has something like this. The shapes are like this. Okay. And it makes a tessellation. Now, here we are using only one shape, that is triangle. But if we want to add more shapes, can we make tessellation using different shapes? And yes, here we are using squares and triangles to make shapes, multiple shapes with tessellation. Okay. Now, next in series is this one. The next one, can you identify loops in below patterns? So what are the loops here? Can you tell me? There are, yes?
2 black and 1 white.
Oh yes, alternate black and white triangles are in the loop. So why now the loop word has come with pattern? Can anyone share?
There's a repetition of same sets again and again.
Yes, there is a repetition of same shape again and again. So it is a loop. So we call it, it is making a pattern for us. Okay. Now, here we have numbers. Okay. And these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 10. So how much is the total of these numbers?
55.
55. Very good. Okay. What is the total of these numbers? 11, 12, 13, 14 up to 20?
110.
110. 110. Okay. Should we add it again?
155.
15.
155. Okay. Okay. 21 to 30. How much total it gives?
200. 255.
255. Okay. So can you find a pattern in this?
We are adding 100.
We are adding 100 every time into that.
55.
Yes. In 55, the first is 55, second is 155, third is 255, fourth is 355. So we are adding 100. So can we derive a formula from this?
Based on tens place digit.
Based on tens place digit. So can we say here 10 into 10 plus 55?
Yes.
20 into 10 plus 55?
2 into 10 or sorry, 20 into 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So 30 into 10 plus 55. Yes.
Right.
So we are getting some kind of formula from this, isn't it? So pattern is when we say we have derived a formula, we always derive formula based on some pattern. When we observe some pattern, we derive a formula. So we can you give me some other example in maths where we can or where children can find pattern?
A Fibonacci series?
Fibonacci series, very good.
Summing V problem.
Which one? Sorry.
Summing V, you have to magic V where 5 numbers, consecutive 5 numbers, they have to arrange in to make it magic V.
Okay.
There also they have to use some pattern to
They have
generate.
to use some pattern. Correct.
Skip counting of numbers also.
Skip counting of numbers also. Yes.
Alphabets same way.
Alphabet same way. Yes, very good, very good. So we have one example here. We have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and 30. So what next two numbers will be?
49 and 64.
49 and 64. Yes, very good.
Square of the numbers.
It is square of the number. Very good, very good. Now, if we say it is square of the square of the number can be an easy answer for, I may say, 6th standard, 7th standard students, where they know the square concept, isn't it? But if it is a little smaller class student, they will not be knowing square concept. So how can they find the answer then? Your answer is perfectly right. But for smaller children, how can we take what is the how to
So the
find
number added to itself.
1 plus 3 is 4.
Yes, 1 plus 3 is
4 plus 5.
Yes, 4 plus 5.
Every time we are adding odd numbers.
Odd numbers are added to the.
Yes, very good. Odd numbers are added to these numbers to get the next number. Yes, very good. Yes. So here is the 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. And what teacher said, yes, the last two numbers which were asked are 49 and 64. Okay, very good. Now actually, when we go for solving any type of this missing numbers and all that, generally we have to follow a procedure. Like first you need to see whether we can add the number and get some answer. Is there any pattern in adding the number by which we can get the answer? If adding is not helping, then we have to see whether by multiplication you get the answer. Okay, because subtraction is for decreasing order always. So first addition and then multiplication. So we are going for next slide now. This one.
Rudala?
Yes.
Just a second. There are some comments on YouTube also. So I'll just give them here.
Yeah, sure.
Just a second.
Yeah.
So, because I was asking them also for math examples. So Anaga says skip count. Then Minu Kalita said hexagon in a football, right? Anaga also said skip count by number, line, or odd numbers are added. You were asking because there is a slight time lag between Zoom and YouTube. So I thought, because they are also sharing, and when they were talking about patterns, right? They were talking about texture, they're talking about different kinds of venation. So all those examples are also there. Yeah?
Yeah.
So great. Yeah, and Mrudula, we have 5 more minutes, okay?
Okay, only 5 more minutes. Okay, no problem. I will take it fast. Yes. So this is the thing. Now we have this problem 5, 6, 4 and 240. Yes, 4, 9, 2 and 144. And we have to find a number here. What can be the number? So here by adding, we are not going to get answer. That is for sure. Yes, because this number is too big. So if we say 5 into 6 is 30, 30 into 4 is 120 and 122s are 240. We are getting this answer. Can we get same answer here? 4 into 9 is 36. 36 into 2 is 72. 72 2s are 144. Yes, we are getting the answer. So here we got the pattern. What is to be done? First 3 numbers should be multiplied and then again multiplied by 2. So what will be the answer here?
32.
Yes, 32. Yes, very good. Yes, it is 2 ones are 2, 2 into 8 is 16, and 16 twos are 32. Very good. So like this, we have we can find some patterns in these numbers also. You can just quickly have a look, and then we will see one Bebra's exam. Yes, this is one pattern you can ask, maths teachers can ask students. And this is one more slide, which you can ask students to solve to see how they can work with the patterns. Now, like Sonia said, there is a Bebra's task. This is one example from Bebra's task related to pattern. So I'm sharing it with you. Mithu, the Australian rainbow parrot, has 4 cheeks. Each cheek has 4 colors: red, blue, green, and yellow. Each color in a cheek must be located in a different part of body to the other cheek. So now the question is, now each cheek has 4 colors, as we said, and it should be located in different part of the body of to the other cheek. So based on first 3 cheeks, what color pattern will the fourth will have? Okay, what are the first 3? These are the first 3. So they are asking, the question is, what pattern will be there on fourth cheek? Okay, so do you want to see what is the pattern of first 3 cheeks again?
Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. This is the pattern on first 3 cheeks.
B, option
Very
B.
good. Yes. Okay. Why the option B you have selected? Yes. Why the option B is selected?
Hey, one of you should explain.
Ma'am, I think first one, ma'am, A.
The head of all the first 3 have a different color: red, yellow, and green. So blue being the one which has not been used till now becomes the option B.
Okay, okay, very good, very good. You have taken only the head color and you have got your answer. So here the pattern is red, blue, green, and yellow. Then this yellow color goes up and it becomes yellow, red, blue, and green. Then this green goes up and becomes green, yellow, red, and blue. So naturally the fourth one, this blue goes up here and it becomes blue, green, yellow, and red. Very good, very good. So the correct answer is what teacher has said is the correct answer. Okay. Sonia, do we have time to take another worksheet?
Just maybe 5 minutes. Very, very quickly we can do it.
Very quickly. Okay, I will share that. And
we can take a couple of examples because I think that is very important.
Okay, okay, okay.
While you're doing that, so Meenu also shared on YouTube that some of the first n successive odd numbers is n squared. So this is really interesting because all of you are thinking of different examples in the subject that you teach. So this is really nice, and feel free to share. After 5:15, we'll open the forum for everybody and you can share. Yeah. Okay. Mrudula?
Yeah, I'm sharing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, we have patterns in series: violet, indigo, blue. You have to tell the next one and you have to give the reason.
The Vibgyor sequence of green.
Yes, very good. It's a Vibgyor sequence of colors. Okay, so VIB. Green.
Green.
Yes.
Orange.
Yeah. Yellow, ma'am. Yellow, orange, red.
Yellow, orange, red.
Orange. Yes, correct, correct. Okay. Now numbers we have done recently. How it is
32,
1 to 4
multiplied by 2.
multiplied by 2. Yes. Okay. So number patterns we have done. We will go quickly for odd man out now. Yes, here kitten, calf, pup, and duck.
Duck.
Duck by
Two-legged.
But babies, ma'am. The young ones, duck is a mother.
yes. Kitten, calf,
We
and
can
pup.
also take
They are
the limbs. For number of limbs are
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good. The number of limbs or the kittens, calf, and the babies. Can there be some other reason for this?
Animals and birds.
Animal and bird. Yes. Very good. Very good. Anything more? Because children think out of box, and any answer can be correct if as long as it is a logical reason.
Duck can swim.
Duck, when they are giving reason, a child may say that yes, someone
Mammals
said
and
duck,
egg laying.
yes, someone said duck can swim. Yes, someone said just now duck can swim, and other animals they don't swim. Okay, he is both water and land. Yes. So that can also be a reason. So if child gives that reason also, any logical reason, if it is correct, it has to be accepted. Tomato, strawberry, raspberries, peas, and orange.
strawberry. Because the seeds are outside, the others are like.
Yes, seeds are outside. We can see the seeds of strawberry, whereas for other fruits, we don't see. Any other reason?
We can also point out that pea is odd one out because it's not a fruit, it's a seed.
Yes, correct. Any other?
Taste of it.
Yes, they are little sour.
Little sour and peas are not sour.
Yes. Can I say orange?
Yes, ma'am, because orange needs to be peeled to be eaten, otherwise the rest can be eaten directly.
Yes, but peas also need to be taken out the shell. Peel.
Orange is a color, others are vegetables and fruits.
Okay, orange can be taken as a color. Yes, very good.
We can also point that orange is, taken from trees, whereas the others are can be plucked from shrubs and creepers.
Yes, very good. That is also very good reason. We can also say orange seeds we don't eat, whereas all these fruit seeds we eat. So that can also, a child can give that also as a reason. Then triangle, heptagon, octagon, pentagon.
Octagon.
Octagon, why?
It has even sides, other
even sides. Yes, yes. Triangle can also be a odd man out here.
Yes, ma'am. Because every others have gone at the ending.
Yes, if we look at as a English words, we can
like
say triangle.
Like rhyming words.
Rhyming words, yes. So triangle is odd man out. Yes. Yes. So basically, we are taking this to see that children, if they are thinking out of box, and as long as their reason is correct, we can't say they are wrong. They are correct. Yes. January, October, April, August.
October, ma'am.
October, why?
April is the odd man out because it has only 30 days.
April is odd man out. It has only 30 days. I say January is odd man out.
January is odd one out because it begins with a consonant, whereas others begin with a vowel.
Okay. Yes, very good. Any other reason why January can be odd man out?
January का order क्या?
This is odd number and all these are even numbers. This is 10th month, this is 4th month, this is 8th month, whereas January is 1st month. So that can be also can be taken as a correct answer. Okay. So when I took this lesson in the class, and then when I was talking to children about where do you see patterns in the class and all that, so they were giving very good examples like windows and alternate fans and tube lights in the lab and all that. Not only that, they said, ma'am, the chairs when you arrange in the class for us, ours it was a VPMS has very big computer lab and chairs were having wheels. So some chairs were with the cushions, some chairs were without cushions. So to give them equal chance of sitting girls and boys on cushion chairs, I used to arrange them alternately with one cushion chair, one with one plastic chair. And then alternately students used to, sometimes boys used to sit on cushion chairs once, and then next time girls used to sit on cushion chairs. And children realized it. They said, ma'am, you always ask us to sit like this, and that is also a pattern what you follow. Then I used to generally, when we make line for students, it is short to tall. But I used to ask them to make a line tall to short. So as they enter in the computer lab, the taller ones used to go behind and shorter one used to sit ahead. So they said, ma'am, this is something different pattern you follow, because all other teachers ask us to make the line from short to tall. So basically, if we give chance to students to find the pattern, they come up with beautiful patterns. Ask them to find out patterns in periodic table if you are from higher class. Ask them to find patterns in leaf patterns like parallel venation and reticulate venation. It will be easy for them to find out whether it is monocotyledon plant or dicotyledon plant. Ask them to find out whether it is only opposite leaves or opposite decussate leaves. So you can tell children and they can find the pattern, and it will be easy for them to keep it, think it, and remember it very well. Yes, they can find patterns in tables also, number tables. So for them, learning the tables will be easy. Okay, teachers, any question on this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So should we go ahead, Mridula?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Mridula. And I'm sure all of you are like buzzing with a lot more examples. And we really look forward to hearing from you. And Prachiti, are you there? Prachiti? So I think while Prachiti is joining, Mridula took a really wide range of examples, right? Starting with leaves, to numbers, to words, to geometric shapes. And we had a lot of interaction even in on the YouTube, where people were giving very many examples of honeycomb and all of this. So thank you so much, Mridula. And I like Mridula's examples of the chairs and her sweater a lot. So I always remember them. And really you can think of it, right? And I'm sure in one of the last teachers program after Mridula finished, one of the teachers also told us, I wear a round bindi from Monday to Thursday, and on Friday I always change the shape of my bindi. And that is what students noticed.
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
what I'm saying is that we also become more conscious of the patterns that we unconsciously follow. The
Yes.
teacher never noticed this, like she shared it. Yeah, so thank you so much, Mridula.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, over to you, Prachiti.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sonia ma'am. Thank you, Mridula ma'am. Yes, okay. Now, after the interesting sessions regarding guessing the birth date and the pattern recognition, so the next part that I would like to talk here is about the very interesting one more interesting part which is coming here from CSPathshala lessons, that is Sudoku. See, actually now students enjoy, because if we want to, it's a part of fun learning. I would rather say that students enjoy doing this, and unknowingly they follow CT skills. They by applying the CT skills. So let me present. Just I start it. Yes. So I'm directly coming on to the problem. Okay. Solving Sudokus, because we have been doing these experiments of Sudoku solving, some competitions, some to make something interesting task, because monotonous classes are going on. So students also enjoy this. Okay. Now let us see that what is Sudoku and how do we solve this. So very first, let's start with the simple one, that is 4x4 Sudoku. Okay. Now see, in the Sudoku problem here, actually what we have this cells. So what is expected here? A number 1, 2, 3 or 4 goes in every cell. And every row, column, mini grid must contain 1 through 4.
Online class 1.5.
Okay. So now what exactly we want to do here is we want because see, when we solve a Sudoku problem, the first approach that we want our children, they should adopt that this is a Sudoku. We have to break it. Okay. Because putting the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Throughout here. And what we want, it should not be repeated in any column or any row, but it has to be filled with 1, 2, 3, 4 everywhere. So for making it simple, what we do, we just divide it or we just break it down. So we have divided it into 4 mini grids. As you can see, we have divided by the thick lines, isn't it? Now let's come up to the first one. Let's see the first mini grid, which has been done orange for you. Now, what we want to do, we want to place, we will start placing from 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have to fix the position, that what will be the position for number 1 over here. Okay. Now what is our objective? 1 should not be repeated in any column or any row, because now we are thinking about 1. Okay. Yes. So let's see that this is a column, first column that we see. In this column, as you can see, 1 is already there, isn't it? Okay. Now, can anyone tell me that how can we think of placing 1? Where can we fix 1?
Below 3.
Below 3, ma'am.
Below 3? Okay. Yes, because this is the only option that is there possible in this mini grid, because we have broken it down, right, into 4 different small mini grids, and one by one we are going to close it. So correct answer, very good. Now after that 1 is done, now we have to fix the position for 2 in the mini grid. So
Right
here,
of 1.
yes,
Right.
beside
Beside 1, ma'am.
Beside 1, exactly. Because, can you give me the reason?
Ma'am, because in that
First
upper
row
row
already
always
has
2 is
2 and
there, ma'am.
cannot be repeated.
Correct,
Huh.
correct. Because in the first row already 2 is there, isn't it? So here we cannot put 2. So we need to have 2 here. Okay, that's the correct answer. So what will be the fourth one? Now we have already eliminated. So the last
Only
option.
4, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay. So this will be 4. Okay. Now let us move on to the next mini grid. Let's do the same procedure. Let's follow it again. Okay.
One
Now we
will
have
be
to
to the
fix the
right
position
of
of 1 again in the mini grid. Right. Now.
First. Ma'am, after 2 we can put 1, ma'am, because in that row 1 is not there.
Perfect, perfect. In that row 1 is not there because it is a small mini grid and already we have broken it down, so we can easily check out that there 1 can be possible. Correct. Now we have to fix, because 2 is already there, 1 we have fixed. Now we have to fix 3.
Below 1.
Below 1, ma'am.
Below 1.
Below 1. Okay. Okay. Why below 1?
Because 4 cannot be present in that column.
4 is already there.
Very good. 4 is already there in the column, right? But still, actually, we have 3 and 3 here possible. But yes, as you said, 3 will be there here. And then we perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next grid now. Yes. 1 is already there in the mini grid, as you see. Okay, now we have to fix the position for 2. Can we have 2 here?
No, ma'am.
In the second column?
No, ma'am.
Then, now how many possible positions for 2 we have here?
Possibilities.
Last, ma'am.
Possibilities for 2?
Yes.
We have 2 possibilities. So we have just taken them as in the small letters we have mentioned here. That 2. These are the 2 possible positions for 2. Now we have, out of these 2, we have to fix 1. Okay. Now, for 2 we have done. Can you tell me where can be 3?
Above 1.
Above 1. Okay. So 3 is here. Perfect. So we got 1 and 3. Now 2 positions are already fixed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So where we can have 2?
To the left of 3, we'll have 4.
To the left of 3, you have
4, ma'am.
4. Perfect. Because now in the last row, 4 was already there. So 4 was not possible beside this 1. So 4 positions we have fixed. Now the left is 2. Okay. Now let's move on to the last mini grid. So almost we are there. We have to just finalize it now. Okay. Yes. Now in the last mini grid, already 4 is there. So let's
left for 3, ma'am.
Let us freeze for 1. What will be the position for 1? Possible position?
Diagonal of 4.
Perfect.
Below 4, ma'am.
Because in the row and in the column, 1 is already there. So this orange wala, this diagonal 4 that you have said is the correct one. Right. So here only 1 is possible. Next, now let's freeze for 2.
To the right of 1.
After 1, ma'am. Last row.
Okay, after 1. So now again, that is very clear to you. Can you justify?
Because that's
1, 2,
but
1, 3, 4 is there. Only 2
yes.
we can put.
Okay. So this was only the possible position for 2. And here goes with 3. So this is how we crack the Sudoku. Okay, 4x4 Sudoku. Now see, actually, when we go for the Sudoku solving in the class, we have to take up this in the same way. Like we have to explain it to the students that how we go ahead. Okay, what is the systematic approach? So this is the basic objective here. We have to go with the systematic approach. See that if we would not have gone with the systematic approach, this would have been a really very, very difficult task for students as well as even for the teachers as well. Do you agree? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So for that, what we have done? We have done the decomposition, which is one of the computational thinking skill. Okay, so through this activity, we have adopted with the decomposition part. We have broke the problem into smaller parts, and one by one with the systematic approach, we have solved the Sudoku, right? Okay, so let's see that. I'll just, because now you have given me the good answers, so I want you to go ahead with one more problem. Let us do. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll just open with one of the worksheet.
So Prachiti, while I'm opening, I'll just add a point from Vipul's presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
So when Vipul was showing you, you continue. So when Vipul was showing you the pictures of Sudoku, right? So he also showed you a child from a Zilla Parishad school. He showed you children from various other schools. The whole idea is that Prachiti has taught you with numbers, right? The first step is to teach them with numbers and then, make learning fun with them using various other things. So this is left to the teachers on how you want to, take it to your classroom. But the objective of today's session is not to teach you only how to play Sudoku. The idea is to teach you a systematic approach to problem solving, which you in turn can take it to the classroom, because Prachiti mentioned a very important point, that the way Prachiti is showing you, because even on YouTube and even here in the chat books, I could see, Malabika saying, oh, these are the 4 numbers, right? That is how we are, because it's easy for us. But when Prachiti is showing it, because that is how you need to take it to the classroom. Yes, over to you, Prachiti.
Yes.
So much. Yeah.
So teachers, now as we are done with 4x4 Sudoku, now let us extend it to 6x6. That would be more thought-provoking and interesting for us. So being teachers, we can give more thought process. So let's give it a try. Okay. So now I have opened one 6x6 Sudoku in front of all of you. Can you all see? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now let's see that this is a 6x6 ka Sudoku. And now again, this has been divided into small mini grids, isn't it? Now one by one, we are going to complete the same part. Now, because this is for 6x6, so how many numbers we want in every mini grid?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. Okay. Now let's see the first one. I want you to interact and give me the answers for this. Okay. So I am here with this first mini grid here. So which numbers you can see already are there? 1 is there already. 2 is there. 3 is
4
there.
and 5 is missing.
Perfect. So 4 and 5 is missing. We have to fix the position of 4 and 5. Okay. Now we have to see. Firstly, let's go for 4. Where 4 can be?
Both the places 4 and 5 are possibility.
Yes, at both the places 4 and 5 are possible, right? Here also 4 can be here, as well as 4 can be here also. Because what we do for fixing 4, if you look at this column, 4 is not there. So 4 can be here also. So we fix it, consider that this is a possible position. Again, in the second column also, if you check, there is no 4 here, as well as in the rows also 4 is not there. So this here, these are the 2 possible positions for 4. Yes, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
As you have already answered this. Fine. So now let me just color it with some. This is instead of this, let me go just. Okay. So here and here. These are the possible positions for 4 in the first mini grid. Now let us fix the position for 5. So see the first column, first row here.
Both the places 5.
And the first column. So those who are teaching to senior secondary matrices, if you remember, you can interlink here. Okay. So 5 is possible here, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And what about this?
There is well possibility of 5 is there.
Yes, here also it is possible. Correct.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so now these are the possible positions for 4 and 5. Now here we have not freeze, so let us move on to the next mini grid. Okay, so we are moving on to the next grid, then the next grid, and finally we will be completing the Sudoku. Okay, here we have completed with the first mini grid. Let us move on to the second now. So here in this next mini grid, which numbers you can see already are there?
3 and 6.
3 and 6. Okay, so this is how the way you have to take it up in the class. Because for lower classes, 4x4 Sudoku students will enjoy a lot. But then if you give some challenging, like for 7th or 8th standard, or you may even in the higher classes, 9th, 10th. So if you give this Sudoku for them, okay, then they will get something good stuff for their brain, right? So this is one of the good one. So now 3 and 6 is already there. As you have said, now we want to fix the position for 1, 2, 4, 5. So let's start with 1. Okay. Now, again, see that the first row.
One already is there. So it
One
will not
already
be
is there. Okay. So that is eliminated. Let us move on to this here.
Both the places one can be there.
Okay, here there is no one, and even in the columns also, if you see this column as well as the next column, one is not there. So both the positions are possible for one, as you said. Correct answer. Very good. So this one is one possible. Here also one is possible, right? Let me just color it again. So one we have fixed. Now let's fix for 2. After 1,
2 will be there in the first 2 rows, both the cell places.
Perfect. Here 2 is possible, as well as here also 2 is possible. Okay. Yes. Now we want to fix again position for 4 and 5. So let's see for 4, where we can have
4 and 5 can be there in all the 4 places.
In all the 4 places, 4 can be there?
No, ma'am.
No. Yes, ma'am.
No.
No, somebody said no. How it is no? See, let's see.
First row already 4 is there.
If we are taking 4 on the corner side.
Here, no, these are possible. This is, we have not freezed. There may be 4 or 5, no? Are you getting this? This 4 position is not fixed. So we can't say that 4 is confirmed as a place here. Right? This first column, as you said, no, that 4 is already there. So here, see, we have just 2 options there, no? 4 and 5.
5.
Right? So that position of 4, it's not fixed that 4 only will be there. Yes. So 4 can be here. Is it clear?
Yes.
As well as we can have 4 here. And we have in the
Yes,
last
all 4 places.
Perfect. So we can have it on all the 4 places. Very good. Okay. Now we want to, because we are done with all these numbers up to 4, so we want to fix the position for 5. Let us do it.
All 4 places again.
Or 4 places, because as now the one who had the query that 4 already is there, but again 5 is not fixed there, no? So we can have 5 over here again. And also here, right? Because if you see the row and the column, you can't see the 5, you can't see the number 5. There is no 5 there. So that possible position. Okay. Again, let's go for the next. As you said, all positions are possible. So I want you to observe the row and column at a glance, so that you will get this idea. Okay. So done with the second mini grid. Third one is already completed. Yes, this one is already completed. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So let's move on to the next grid. So in this grid, which 2 numbers are there already?
3 and 6.
3 and 6 is there again. Okay, so we have to fix the position for 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, let's start with 1 again.
1 will be next to 3.
1 will be next to 3.
3 only.
Okay, because here already 1 is there. Perfect. And in this column also,
1 is
so very clear.
So
Perfect.
this is 3 only 1.
Okay.
4 then.
Okay. This we have fixed.
4.
4, ma'am.
Then after that, 2. Let us fix for 2, where we can have 2 possible positions for 2.
The rightmost cell of that grid.
Just have a look at this
Out of
row.
6, ma'am.
No.
Rightmost cell of the grid. Top right.
This one, 2 is there.
2 there.
Okay,
Top
perfect.
right.
6, ma'am.
Top right cell.
Correct. Top right cell. The right one. Next. Now 3 is already there. 4.
4, ma'am.
This one.
4 will be there at the below 2.
Below 2. Correct. We are reaching to the
Then 5.
solution. Isn't
And
it? Gradually.
above.
So
5.
if we are not having any possible other numbers. Okay.
5.
What is left over here? 5.
5.
5.
5 is there.
So you see that this grid, only single numbers we have put up here, right? There are no other two possible numbers positions there. Clear? So let's
First
move
one,
on to
second.
the next.
Second grade can be changed. No? First.
Ma'am, since now that we filled up
Can we solve the second?
there are clashes happening with the second one. So we will not go back to the second cell right now.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we should go and visit the first and second mini grid so that we can fix some of the numbers position and then we can think of filling the remaining one.
Yes, we can do that, isn't it? Because there are multiple ways to approach the solution. So now already we have fixed. So let us go on again to first and the second mini grid, and lastly we will move to the these last 2 mini grids. Okay. So let's go back to the first mini grid.
Second
one. Okay.
Yes,
Second one. The second, as you say. So let's go to the second. So 3 and 6 is already there. We want to fix the position for 2. Can we fix the position of 2?
Ma'am, 1 can also be fixed. Ma'am, position of 1 can also be fixed.
Yes, ma'am.
Left. Yes. We have to actually fix the position of 1. You are right. So let's fix the position of 1.
Left bottom cell of the second grid.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this one. 1.
This one. Here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
1 is there.
Okay, 1. Next.
2 will be above 1.
Yes.
2 will be above 1.
Above 1.
Okay.
How shall I?
So 2 is already there, no, above 1.
No, 4 and 5 we have to remove.
Ma'am, 1 can be
They are
removed
saying
from
2
the...
can be fixed there. You fix 2
2
there.
will fix.
2 will be
Fix 2
fixed
there.
there.
6, ma'am, there.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's fix.
Ma'am, we can remove 1 from that second column.
Yeah, let her come to it as we come there, na? She'll come to it. Okay.
Yes. So let us, because
Ma'am,
one we have
Beside 1 and 4.
this
1 and 5 we can.
5.
4, ma'am.
Just a minute. Let me delete this 2 also, because we have fixed here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Ma'am,
fine.
Ma'am, below 3, remove the 5 also. Below 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Remove 5. Okay,
remove the
very
5.
good.
So 4 will be get fixed.
Okay, perfect.
Then from here 4. 4
And
can be
above
removed.
6. Above 6, remove the 4.
4, ma'am. 4 remove.
Okay. So I'll keep it here 5.
It's complete.
Now this is done. So we can go to the
First one.
first
We
one.
remove
Yes.
5 left corner. Top left
Remove
corner,
4.
remove the 5.
First
5,
grid.
ma'am.
We have to remove 5 here.
4.
Yes.
5.
Next
4
one.
here.
4.
Remove 4.
Remove 4, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, bottom left corner. Bottom left corner. Bottom left corner, ma'am.
Yes.
Exactly bottom left corner.
In the
there.
5th grade.
5.
Yes, 5th grade.
5 will be there.
5, ma'am.
5.
5 there.
Perfect.
And above
Very
6,
good.
above 6, 4.
4. 4. Okay. Correct.
4.
Ma'am,
And
beside 2,
5 will be there.
5.
5, ma'am.
5.
5.
Okay.
Prachiti,
And
do
then
not allow this. Prachiti, no, this is not done, teachers. We have to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do not fix positions like that, because see, You are adults, you are able to guess what is coming next. So what we have to do is the way we do it in the classroom. We look at 1, 2, 3, then 4, then 5, and then 6. Okay, because what will happen, 20% of the class will get it, 80% will not understand what's happening, right?
Yes, what's happening, right.
Yeah, so let's follow, and that is what why I was telling you earlier also. Sudoku is a tool to teach systematic approach to problem solving. They should be able to inculcate this as a habit, right? Because what Vipul was also telling you, it is all about creating logical reasoning and critical thinking skills. So even though this looks like a really simple problem, the whole idea behind doing this, and another thing I wanted to also tell you is that when you looked at 4x4, right? You were able to do, I have on YouTube and here in the chat box, everybody putting all the numbers for the mini grid, because a 4x4 problem is very easy. You can do it intuitively. But as the complexity of the problem increases, the chances of error also increase, right? So yeah, over to you, Prachiti.
Yes. Okay, so fine. Now already 1, 2, 3. So we have to fix the position for 4. Okay, because as Sonia ma'am said, I do agree with it, because we have to take it in the class for children and not for teachers, right? So we have to help them out in going in the systematic approach with the systematic. So this will be 4. Okay. Next will be 5. Now here 5 is left. Perfect. Now let us go here. Here 1 is there, 2 is there, 3, 4, 5, 6 is there. So 4 and 5 we have to fix. So let's freeze for 4. Where we can have 4?
Bottom alongside 2.
Bottom. Okay, in the bottom column in the last grid. And we can have 5 here. Okay, so this is the way we have completed with the Sudoku. Okay, so but when as Sonia madam had said it, we have to take care. Being a teacher, we have to take care of this approach, that we have to inculcate this habit of approaching the problem very systematically to solve. And that is why one by one, the same pattern we have to follow. So pattern also comes in here, I think so. Yes, Sonia ma'am, because go with 1, then go with 2, then 3 and 4 likewise. So the same pattern you need to follow for solving every minimum.
See, whatever you choose in the classroom, you follow a systematic approach. See, whatever you would like to do, correct? Yeah. So, yes. So thank you so much, Prachiti. And you know what? All our resources are available on the website. I will put it in the chat box. And we also have Geeta Ghormade, who is from the School of Scholars, and she is
I want to share my glimpses.
You share.
Yes,
but I just wanted to say that she has also joined the call.
Okay, okay, yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so actually related to Sudoku only, the activity is so interesting. We have already adopted this as a habit, and when we take it in the school, so even at the time of parents meeting, also we have conducted it. Even parents enjoyed it a lot. We just made the Sudokus on the ground, and students came there. We had kept some objects for them so that they understand, and everybody is engrossed in doing this. So they were engaged, even they were enjoying a lot. So everybody, they were helping each other, they were discussing, saying that why this is not correct, why this is correct. Okay, so differently we have taken it. And these are some other glimpses of CSPathshala lessons that we have conducted in our school at the time of Maths Day celebrations or some other such type of events in the school. So some different games are also there. And this was one of the topic from 10th standard, pair of linear equations in 2 variables, which we had taken up in the class with the systematic approach. So there, that was also, these are also some of the glimpses. Yes. So it is very interesting. Thank you, Sonia ma'am, for guiding and supporting and giving this opportunity. And special thanks to Geeta ma'am. She is always being as a motivator, felicitator for all of us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'll stop here.
it is thanks to all you teachers, okay? So
Yes.
we can't be thanking each other. So I would also, you know what, I would like to also tell all the teachers who have joined us on the Zoom, on YouTube, next time you will be taking the sessions with us, because that is what brings richness in content, right? So as you take things in the classroom, I'm sure you will have so many more examples to share. And we will also be doing a follow-up session, because, you know, I feel that beyond 2.5 hours becomes too much for teachers, right? So we will plan another follow-up session where we'll take more CSPathshala activities. And Geeta, before you start, there is an important question that will we get certificates of participation? Yes, all of you will get certificates of participation. I have shared the feedback link. I will share it again, and we request all of you to fill that as well. So over to you, Geeta. And we'll have photo session also. Okay, so take photo.
Yeah. So hello everybody, and thank you, Sonia. Sonia, I think we are running short of time. So how much time you would like to allot?
See, I'll tell you, fortunately, you know, we've had very, very interesting discussions. So the points that you're going to be sharing are very important. And once you finish, I will put in the link to resources for CSPathshala, and I will stay on the call for any questions that they may have. Don't worry, you go ahead. Yeah.
I have just shared my screen. Is that visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's visible. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So hello everybody, and a very nice session by Mrudula. Then we have Suji, Sonia, Ashwini, and Prachiti. Very nice. Looking at the CSPathshala curriculum that we have adopted, so I am representing mega group of schools which are known as School of Scholars, and we have 16 schools which are situated in the Maharashtra Vidarbha region. And I'm very happy to share with you all that we have adopted this curriculum since from 2018-19 session with the thought that let us move from the digital literacy approach to inculcating the systematic approach, systematic way to think, solve the problems, that is computational thinking. And Vipul also mentioned in his talk that it's a basic, it's a foundational thing, foundational skill for students. Even 21st century demands this skill. So we believe that this is the life skill. Looking at this approach, we have adopted it, as I said, from 2018-19 session. Until that, we are continuing it. We have adopted this in, we have integrated the computational thinking in mathematics and ICT. So first 2 years is totally integration. And let me tell you, that was, you know, really fun. The first year, all teachers were mentioned that it's all about fun. There's a lot of joy of learning. Right from grade 1 to grade 8, we have integrated it. So there is a lot of fun, there's a lot of engagement, there's a lot of experience, learning experience that I think students get in this, in the classes of CSPathshala lessons. So a lot of fun. There's one more very, very important thing is, you know, teachers, this is being integrated in such a way, the lessons are in such a way that the examples are taken from daily life. So that is attached. There's a lot of context when children do these activities. So in the classes, there are a lot of group activities, a lot of discussions are also happening. And you all know the resources are given by the team are wonderful with lesson plans, PPTs. Our teachers have done a lot of variations also when they did the activities. So they have started using a lot of concrete objects. So beads, blocks, you know, students, they have started taking the activities outdoor, out of the classroom also. You have seen some of the examples that Prachiti ma'am has shown you. Worksheets and all that we all are doing. One of the things that we are also doing is in maths lab activities, like Tower of Hanoi, or puzzle solving. All these activities are also taken up in the maths lab period also. So it adds a lot of fun with the systematic approach to solve the problem. Slowly the activities are taken to the classroom, out of the classroom, that I have already mentioned. For example, to mention the example is like this Tower of Hanoi, which is done in the club, in the maths lab, in maths club. Then physically it was taken out with the ring. Now children are playing the game. They discuss among themselves also. Even the another example I would quote is the tic-tac-toe. So tic-tac-toe, when they play, nowadays they do the things on the ground, and they start discussing the strategies of winning and the systematic approach to solve the problem there. And pattern is such a thing, I think, which is taken up in all the subjects. So after 2 years, so 2 years we had even 2021 and 21, 22 in online classes also with the digital tools. Teachers have tried their level best to implement it in online school also. The one example that I always remember, as I said, the teachers are using concrete objects to make combinations, patterns. Mrudula madam has also have shown us the objects, right? So the one example I would like to quote here, that Morse code seems to be a difficult topic. And our one of the teacher has simplified it by taking beads. So she has prepared the bracelets using the Morse code. So there is always a creativity. So there is logical thinking, systematic approach, but there is also a creativity when children are, actually do the activities. So it's all depend on how teachers are putting the activity in front of the students. Because we have integrated it with the mathematics, in mathematics classes, I would say the abstraction is the strategy which is adopted to solve the word problems. So that is being taken by almost by all teachers from all classes. And another example I would like to quote here, algorithm is taken up like division. When we are doing the division, how systematic approach one has to take. Otherwise, it is complicated process. So they have developed the algorithm to solve the division. Now in mathematics and ICT class, the curriculum is being integrated, but children are learning this. So they have started adopting this approach in other subjects also. So there are many examples we come across where students have, they have drawn the flow charts and algorithms in SST. They have done like how we withdraw money from ATM, how they can find out the shortest path in the school, how there is a pattern when teacher is taking attendance. So there are many examples they quote other than these routine examples. So I believe that this is going in other subjects also. And slowly now our language teachers, science teachers and social science teachers have also, they are also exploring that how they can take up the systematic approach, more of patterns, I would say, patterns, abstraction and algorithm they have started taking up. Bebra's challenge also we do take up. So Bebra's challenge me the questions for deeper understanding, and there is, as I say, there is a fun. So what we do is, what our teachers and students together, what they do, we have science exhibitions annually conducted in our schools. So they exhibit as puzzle solving models for students and for our parents in the exhibition. So they visit the stalls, and there is a lot of fun, there's a lot of enjoyment when they apply the Bebra's tasks when they turn these Bebra's tasks into the model, and it becomes a lot of, fun and, as I say, interactions. So there's a lot of interactions happening. There's a lot of engagement when together everybody is part of this. So in Pi Day celebrations, Maths Day celebrations, there is a table reserved when they do the Bebras challenge, Bebras task converted as a model and interactive games. So I would say, along with mathematics and ICT classes, it is also now has become a part of club and different day celebrations and even exhibitions. So outdoor maybe activities are there, indoor activities are also there. So all the way, the CTIS is present, is giving opportunity for teachers to share their experiences. So this is a wonderful platform. So we always, being a part of it, I would say that in the first CTIS, we had 2 presentations. In the next, we had 4, then we had 6. And recently we had 11 presentations. For me, it's not number, but what is important is that teachers' community is reflecting upon their practices. And when they learn, and we learn from each other, and CTIS is a platform, is a broader, is broader community. So the teachers, we get a platform to share our experiences. And 8 February 2020, just before lockdown, we were, lucky to have this mega CTIS we had done, and we had 100+ teachers participants, and there were 12 abstracts presented by mega group of teachers only, and Sonia and the team were with us. But this event was motivation to each one of us, and from there we were presented at national conference also. So that is my experience, and being with the community of CSPathshala is always a wonderful experience. That's about the experience from my side. Thank you all of you.
Thank you so much, Geeta. So teachers, if you have any questions, we can very, very quickly take.
Yeah.
Or are you all just happy to go and try all these activities? So another thing is that all the CSPathshala resources can be downloaded from the CSPathshala website. The lessons that we use to explain Sudoku is the part of the content that we have. So please feel free to download the lessons. There is a lesson plan with each PowerPoint presentation. There is a worksheet for the students. I will just put the link in the chat for the benefit of all. And in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, Geeta is there. I'm there. We'll be more than happy to respond. So just to quickly tell you that the resources page has a syllabus document for grades 1 to 8. You should look at the syllabus document. It will guide you which lessons to take for which class. And also there is a prerequisite written there. So you must not jump directly to a 6x6 Sudoku, right? Even though if it's an older class, you take a 4x4 Sudoku. Obviously, they'll do it faster than others, but that is a prerequisite. And because Geeta mentioned Morse code, okay? This is the string that I think her name is Anita, right? So Anita. This is from the 2020 conference that I had attended at Nagpur, and she made this bracelet which symbolizes my name. And I shared it with everybody, and very interestingly, why I took it out as soon as Geeta said, you see the thread that she's used. There is no requirement for needles, right? We have, like, I feel teachers think of all of this, right? And you can look at there is a separator of a different color, and for all of you who know what is Morse code, right? So there is dit and da, and dot and da, and you can see how simply. And another thing is that it's not just about this, but also the pictures that Prachiti shared, Geeta shared, about how do you make learning fun for students. So, and I'm telling you, once you start teaching, right, you will come up with so many more examples that we'll be waiting to hear from you. And just to because we took guess my birth date, so this is from an Andhra school. We have Andhra Pradesh social welfare teachers with us as well on the training. So they were doing this activity around Diwali. So what they did was they actually made clay lamps, okay, and the clay lamps were numbered from 1 to 100, and they said guess my diya. So it was also integrated with art and craft. Okay, and then there was another teacher who made 100 boxes, empty boxes, and put a chocolate in one. Okay, so he said, oh, guess the box in which there is a chocolate, and the student who guesses it gets it. So there are different, many examples. And I would not like to keep you on the call any longer, because I feel we started dot on time, Geeta, and we've had very good participation. I am on the call. In case any of you have questions, please do feel free to ask. And otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, anybody wants to share any comments, anything?
Yes, ma'am.
I have one question, ma'am.
Yeah.
How they took the examples in Bebra's exhibition?
So they have taken the Bebra's task and created physical, right?
Okay.
Yes, like what you were telling earlier, same thing.
हाँ. और वो exhibition में उन्होंने वो सब
So we put up a task there. So you know what happened? There is a lot of interactions. People keep on trying it, right? So there is a fun. And when parents come, with their kids, they try to solve that. So together they solve. So parents also come to know that how it works, and how it is taken up in an interactive way.
मॉडल बनाते हैं,
मॉडल बनाते हैं, मॉडल बनाते हैं, उसका गेम बनाते हैं, मॉडल बनाते हैं.
So it's like how Mrudula showed the birds, right? अगर आप birds को काट के आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट बना के उसको चार्ट पेपर पे या कार्डबोर्ड पे लगा के चिपका दो, right? And then you give them the other pieces, and then you say which bird matches. Or thank you, teachers. You guys made it more interesting.
Yeah, there are many tasks. When you pick up and move, you are able to understand it better, right? Kuch number combinations might be there, or you would like to try all different combinations. So that step is more relevant when you touch, feel, and move the objects. So that becomes interesting that time.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Yeah, we'll really look forward to hearing. And also, Subhasini, I have shared the link, right, of the CSPathshala website. So you can have a look at the curriculum document. And I would also like to share with you that the Bebra's challenges run for students from 8 to 18. So please go and look at, the Bebras.in website, and you will get a lot of tasks. I will put the Bebras.in website also in the chat box for you. And the Bebras challenge will be run in November. And what I'll do is that I will you can obviously keep visiting Bebras.in website. And I think this year we are starting on 14th of November. The Bebras challenge is run for 2 weeks. And yeah, so it is from 14 to 26th of November. And it is run for 2 weeks and run for free. And it does not require any prerequisite knowledge of computational thinking. So all students can participate. And Subhasini, another thing, you should go and look at the algorithm and the other lessons that we have, because those you can take for older classes as well, because algorithmic thinking is the foundation skill for any kind of programming that you will be doing with them. Shweta, you can connect with me. I don't know from where you're downloading, because just now these people have downloaded the lessons that they used. She's saying that she's facing some problem with the download. But Shweta, in case you're facing a problem for a particular lesson, do let us know. We'll fix it. Any other questions anybody has? Yeah, for the benefit of YouTube users, babrus.in is our website, and I will share the link of the curriculum document as well. And please feel free to write to us at CSPathshala. We'll be more than happy to answer your queries. Yes, Kavita, you can write to us on our website, on our email ID. You have received the mails, no, for registration from us. You please write to us. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Yeah, at cspathshala@gmail.com. Yes, Kavita, as many questions as you have. You can even ask me now. No worries. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to all the viewers on YouTube as well. And we really look forward to hearing from you.